This is my 5-part framework to mastering momentum. 5-part framework to mastering momentum. Momentum is a tough thing to get, and it's an easy thing to lose. And once you understand momentum, it's going to dictate how you work, how you think, what you prioritize, the hours you put in, your intentionality, your focus, and ultimately your life. See, if you look at your life, business and life, especially us, we're blessed to work from home. However, in all areas like faith, fitness, family, finances, you're going to have momentum in some areas. The goal is to have momentum in all areas. That's the journey, though. Not going to happen overnight. Goal is for you to have momentum in your faith, where you're clicking with God. Goal is for you to have momentum with your family, your marriage, your kids' lives, your parents, like your family's on point. The goal is for you to have momentum in your fitness. The goal is for you to have momentum in your finances. So if you understand this 5-part framework that I'm, about to teach you over the next 20 minutes, it is a systematic way to scale every area of your life. Now, we're going to be talking a lot about business specifically. So the 5-part framework, also known as the 5 S's, the 5 S's of momentum. The first S, see, I can see just by observing y'all and other people that I coach, if they understand momentum or not, just by how intentional they are with their work, how consistent they are. And some people that aren't consistent, Eric, they just don't understand momentum. See, people don't do things for 3 reasons. Number 1, they don't know how, they don't know what's expected, or they just don't want to. Most people, especially y'all that are on this call today, you obviously want to succeed, or else you wouldn't be here on a Saturday morning. But oftentimes people just don't know like the framework, like they don't have the blueprint. And so I'm going to give that all to you guys today. Okay. So I'm going to give you all my secrets about momentum. The first S is schedule. Schedule, AKA when and where you work. When you work, where you work. Plan your work, work your plan. Now, when you schedule something, be all in on what you're doing. See, some people, they'll spend time at the gym, but they'll be on their phone the entire time. Can't stand these people. They're on their phone, texting. They're on social media. They're not focused on the muscle. They're not focused on growing the muscle. Dinner time with family. You're on your phone. You're taking work calls. When you're working, you're on your phone. You're distracted. So you're not being intentional on where you're at. So your schedule. So it's not enough to just schedule it, but you have to schedule your entire life. So if you want to make serious money, everything has to be scheduled. And when it gets scheduled, you have to be consistent and intentional. So, or else nothing's going to get done. You're never going to be able to build momentum. Like you have to, like I pretty much do the same thing, guys, every single year for the most part. Like meetings are pretty much the same. Nothing really changes because I'm building momentum. Like the same schedule I'm running today is pretty much going to be the same schedule within reason that I run this time next year. Same schedule that I ran this time last year. So the good news for all of you is we have a schedule. We have best practices. That's why it's so important to plug in with the right team. We have the right systems, the right schedule, the right contests, the right incentives. You just got to plug and play. But when you're plugging in, make sure you're being focused and intentional with your time. So like over the next 20 minutes, turn your phone upside down. When you're in a meeting with a client, that client's the only person that matters. When you're dialing in the Zoom room, like whatever you're doing, just be 100% present. If you're on date night, be 100% present with date night. If you're playing with your kids, be 100% present with your kids. Just be 100% present wherever you're at during that specific scheduled event. Make sense? So the first S is schedule. The second S, systematize, AKA what you do when you work. What you do when you work. It's not enough to just schedule. Are you running the correct system? It's not enough to just give a presentation. Are you on script? It's not enough to just say, I love my partner. I love my wife. No, man, like you got to systematize a healthy marriage. You have to systematize being a great father, being a great mother. Okay? Like have a schedule. Have a system that you follow in all areas of your life. This might sound crazy, but like Jay and I, we schedule our date nights. We prioritize our date nights. We have a Bible study with our kids every morning. You know, this is something that we put in our schedule and we systematized it. So we know at this time, this is what we're doing. And learn how to say no. You got to get really good at saying no this year. Like for me, if it doesn't impact my fitness, my faith, my finances, or my family, if it doesn't have anything to do with that, I pretty much say no. Like I'm really good at saying no. Hey, Nick, we got this party. Nope, sorry, I can't go. So again, because I'm following a system, everything I do is systematized. This framework that I'm teaching you, it's systematized. I'm not winging it. When you have a coaching call with your people, don't wing it. We go over, you know, effort, activity, results, right? Right? Have a system you follow. When you guys do a launch call, have a system you follow. When you teach a training, have a system. When you present, have a system. Systematize everything. Because what's going to happen if you wing it, you get wing it results. Yeah, I'm just going to wing this marriage thing. I'm going to just wing this parenting thing. I'm going to just wing this fitness thing. Like you have to have a system that you follow. Every day in the gym is systematized. So I don't have to think. I mean, as crazy as this sounds, I systematize my outfits, like what I'm going to wear for the day. Like everything is systematized, broken down. My meals are systematized. My portions are systematized. There's no guessing. Might sound crazy to you, but I have a food scale in my kitchen. When I put my food in there, I weigh it out before I ingest it. It's systematized. Now, it might sound a little crazy to you, but to me, it's all about getting results. So when I'm on Zoom, we systematize the Zoom, right? We have a schedule that we follow. We have a script. We have the way that we recruit, the way we build. Everything you do in your life should be systematized within reason. Number 3, standards. Standards and expectations. This is the level you perform at while you're working, and you don't accept anything less. Tony Robbins once said, you meet your musts, not your shoulds. So how do you raise your standards? Like wherever you're at right now, I want you to think of your standards as your thermostat. We all have standards. We have relationship standards, fitness standards, financial standards, production standards, recruiting standards. You should standardize everything in your life that matters. What are the 4 things that matter? Again, faith, family, fitness, finances. Those are, at the end of the day, those are the only 4 things that really matter, that should matter. So you're not seeing me going golfing on the weekend with my buddies. You're not seeing me going out drinking with my friends. That's not a priority because my standards are established. You're not seeing me like I used to back in the day, go get a burger and fries because on a Tuesday, I just want one. Like that, I have high fitness standards now. Didn't used to back in the day. There was a time when I didn't. Production standards. So how do you raise your standards? Here's a good little exercise. I want you to write down, now we're all in sales. I want you to write down a monthly production number that would really excite you if you hit that number. Maybe it's 50,000, maybe it's 100,000. And then right below that, I want you to write a number that you have to hit, no matter what, just to pay your bills. So let's say that your goal number is 50,000, but your must number is 10,000. Unfortunately, my friend, you'll never exceed the $10,000 a month, ever. You might once in a while, but you're never consistently going to break that number, because the 10,000 is your must and you meet your musts. So if you want to raise your standards, raise your musts. Couple ways to do that. I can't do it for you. That's an inside job, like setting and maintaining your standards. For me, I have a lot of expenses with business and life. So I have a minimum amount of production that I need to write, a minimum amount of income that I need to make. So I've built those standards over all these years, but it started my first year when I was like, I have to make $2,000 a week. Like, that is the standard I set for myself. So I have to write 4,000, or my team back then, had to write 10, 15, 20,000 so that I can hit that number. And I worked like hell until that number was achieved. So I created like a very simple power list that I follow every single day, like 3 to 5 super important tasks that are going to help me maintain my standards. I'm going to share them with you. Number 1, 4 presentations a day. Number 2, 4 interviews a day. Number 3, 2 sales a day. Number 4, 2 hires a day. Number 5, 25 plus leads collected. Number 6, 1 to 3 coaching calls daily. So those are like, that's my power list. Okay. That's my power list. That power list is going to allow you to set and maintain your standards. And give yourself a little bit of grace, because Rome wasn't built overnight. You're not going to become a multi-million-dollar a year earner overnight. It takes time. But this year, if you're brand new, set the standard for this year. Like, I'm going to make $250,000 this year. I'm going to make $150,000 this year. $250,000, shapes up to like $5,000 a week worth of income, whatever that number is for you. But you have to have high daily standards if you want to, by this time next year, if you look at your income, and you'll be like, man, I did everything that I said that I was going to do. So standards, you set your standards. I looked at my personal production last year and I wrote, about $250,000, just shy. That's what I set out to do, of personal production. So that's a really good feeling. I want you to have that feeling this time next year. Like, I hit the personal production goals that I set for myself. Now, you may have not hit your personal production goals. That sucks. But like a bad feeling. I don't want you to experience that feeling again, ever. Well, how do you do it? You got to get disciplined with your daily standards. Number 4, setbacks. How you respond when bad things happen. You're going to have setbacks this year. It's inevitable. We all do. Hopefully they're not too serious, but I'm expecting them, and I eat them for breakfast. Throw anything my way. By God's grace, I'm going to overcome it and become better because of it. Problems and setbacks is an opportunity for you to grow. So what do you do when you get set back? Again, this is going to expose your standards. Do you turn to the whiskey bottle? Do you turn to drugs? Do you turn to pornography? Do you turn to blaming, complaining, defending? Or do you turn to your Bible? Do you turn to positive habits, like go and get an extra workout in? Get aggressive. Get fired up. Take a minute and breathe. Go for a walk. Sit down with your mentor. Reestablish your plan. Reestablish your footing, right? So how you handle setbacks is everything, guys, because you're going to have them. And I could tell, again, when people aren't expecting setbacks and then they happen, right? Some of you might run into quality problems where you lose your bonus, you lose your leadership bonus, you lose your production bonus. Big deal might cancel, right? So that, your top agent might leave you this year. You and your wife might have a serious fight. One of your kids might get sick, heaven forbid. You might get sick. How do you handle setbacks? Almost every October during Chairman's Month, I get sick. It's the weirdest thing ever. Last Chairman's Month, when I hit my Gold Club, I lost my voice 2 or 3 days in. Like, completely lost my voice. It was the craziest thing ever. Still hit the Gold Club, though. So, handling setbacks, the easiest framework here is realizing it's 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond. So, embrace it, welcome it, because that setback, that challenge, that's what's going to help you level up. Like, if I look back to every major setback, which 2025 for me personally was the year of the setback. Okay. And it made me better, made me sharper, made our team better, made our team sharper. So believe it or not, one of the best things that's probably ever happened to me professionally. Didn't feel like it in the moment, but looking back, hindsight, I can connect the dots. It's like, okay, that had to happen because that happened and that caused me to get better here, and here. If that didn't happen, I might have not gotten better in those areas. So embrace setbacks. And then number 5 is scaling. How do you respond? Because if you follow this framework, you're going to scale. It's inevitable. You're going to add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your top line. How are you going to respond? Are you going to get comfy? Are you going to get cozy? Are you going to get lazy? Are you going to rest on your laurels? Get a big old deposit, big old growth bonus, 6-figure check. Believe it or not, handling success is way harder than handling failure. Like, you have to create ways to stay motivated when you got a lot of money. You got a lot of money coming in, things are comfortable, you got a nice house. Look at some of these UFC fighters. Conor McGregor's one of them, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars. It's hard to stay motivated when you're waking up in silk sheets. Some of you are like, I can't wait to have that happen, But when that does happen, when you do have that silk sheet moment, how you respond is everything. So I'll just tell you what I do. I stay humble so that I don't stumble. So I stay humble through the success. I stay humble because setbacks and success are very, very similar. Don't let a setback get to your heart. Don't let success get to your head, because it's never as bad as it seems, and it's never as good as it seems either. Trust me when I tell you. So how do I stay humble? I chase potential, not profit. Like, am I at my potential? So if I have a huge week of income, a big month, a big renewal, a big growth spurt, am I operating at my potential? Like, have I arrived? The answer is no. Success is a lifelong journey, because once you hit one level, there's another level, and then there's new levels. Now, be careful, because you should have an amount of money in mind that's like the end goal. Because money is a terrible master. Like, you should have a set dollar amount. Hey, man, if I have $10 million just on interest, I'm going to be earning whatever, $1 million a year. That's pretty darn comfortable. Like, that's a really good finish line. So have you identified your finish line yet? What do you want your finish line to look like? Now, along the way, you're going to have big successes, but those successes, those are like false summits. So Eric, when you get your team to 50,000 a week, that's a false summit, dude. Because now you got to go teach other people how to get to 50,000 a week. Once you get to 100,000 a week, cool. Once you break records, cool. But you got to go help other people break records. Also, another way that I stay humble is realizing it's not about you. It's not about me. I don't care how successful I'm doing until everyone on my team is living the life that I'm living, if not better. And so that's why it's so important to identify your priorities. Like for me, it's not just about how much money can I make, how big can I get? It's how big can I help Brandon get? How big can I help Jared get? And Eric get? How big can I help you guys get? So success is like an elevator, right? When you get to the top, you got to send the elevator back down. So that's how you handle scaling. Once you start crushing it, which if you follow this framework, you're going to master momentum. Don't let your foot off the gas. So what I like to do is I like to structure my year and take scheduled vacations. So those are the times that I rest. Outside of that, I'm working. When I go and unplug, I'm unplugged. So I'm not resting during the week. I'm working during the week. When I'm on vacation, I'm resting, right? And make sure that you also treat yourself too, right? Like treat your wife, treat your kids, treat your husband once you start winning, because all of you should be winning together. It shouldn't just feel like it's the, Eric show. It shouldn't just feel like it's the Phil show or the Matt show. Once you start winning, elevate your entire family. Take them on nicer vacations. Buy your wife a brand new car. Retire your wife. Listen, the way that I see it, if my wife's working, that's not good. Now, nothing against wives working, but for me personally, in my household, the way that we have our household structured, I'm the breadwinner. My wife's taking care of the kids. She's homeschooling the kids. Okay. And so that was like a big goal for me, is like to retire my wife. Now you might want to retire your husband, but make your goals bigger than just you. Like everyone. And then once you retire your wife, then retire your mom. You can do that here. Always set the bar higher. But if you set the bar higher and that bar positively impacts other people, like charities, right? And then once you retire your mom, like let's go feed some families. Like let's go bless some families. Let's go retire your grandma, your uncle. Your aunt has a big surgery. She doesn't know how to pay for it. You should pay for it. You should put yourself in the position where people can lean on you. Now, don't be foolish. But for me, how I stay humble, how I stay hungry is I don't make success about me. I make it about, and I pray that the good Lord gives me wisdom to know what to do with the blessings that I receive. And, give me charities, give me people that I can help out. And then what happens, you become like a river, not a lake. Lakes are just people that just store their money, and they just hoard their money. Hoard. No. God's called us to be rivers of blessings. Blessings should flow to you and then flow through you. And so that's my 5-part framework. Hopefully this helped you. Go back to this, study this. So again, the 5 S's. Number 1, schedule. Number 2, systematize. Number 3, raise your standards. Number 4, setbacks. And then number 5, scaling. That's my time. I love you. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you for showing up today.
Appreciate
Hope
you,
got
Coach.
some value out of this.